Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. It's Constance the Reader and we're doing another vlog. Okay, so today is Wednesday. I just watched the craziest freaking Chinese drama thing on YouTube, girl. It's called My Husband's Mistress Hit Me with a Car, and he gave away our son's corneas to her son. It was, how long was this? An hour long. Yes, I did watch all of it. I did, and I even sped it up a little. I'm not gonna lie. Let me tell you something. I'm gonna make this one quick. So this lady, right, her husband, well, it says mistress. They acted like they didn't do anything, and I'm actually inclined to believe that he did not sleep with the woman. But as you know, here's what happens every time. This man has a friend who is a woman who has a child for some reason, somebody else's child, mind you. And her husband, the main lady's husband, is like, well, how could I possibly leave this woman to fend for herself? I have to basically make her an integral part of our family, even though she is not related to me in any way. We are not legally together in any way. She's not even married to a friend, okay? She's not even married to an uncle. She's just a fucking lady who had a kid. But of course, already with the picking the other lady over your wife. And again, reoccurring thing are the things that I've been reading, Remarried Empress. You already done pissed me off when you cheated on our main female character in any of these fucking stories. But then you have the nerve to further disrespect. Which, I mean, it makes sense, right? I mean, if you're going to already disrespect your partner, why should anybody think that you're not going to be a total fucking scumbag and actually, like, be a good person to your spouse, despite the fact that you've already disrespected them with it? No. We gotta let the side person think that there's ever, like get away with fucking murder. Because guess what? She tries to murder her at the end of it. Okay, so yeah, he's doing everything for, we're just gonna say mistress, because honestly, emotional affair, they're still cheating. He does everything for the mistress, got this little child running around. He needs a cornea implant. Okay, what does that got to do with me? Well, it will have something to do with the main female character, because the fucking mistress woman, so the mistress woman, I guess, paid somebody. They kind of glanced over that a little bit. We kind of started at the part where she basically paid someone to run over the wife and the child so then she could pay the doctor off to tell the husband, oh, hey, your son's dead. Let's go ahead and get his cornea really quick. Let's just do a little cornea implant. Give it to the mistress. Super thick web of lies, if you ask me. I mean, you're paying off the doctor. Oh my God, what kind of fucking crazy shit is this? So anyway, they put the damn sheets over the mom and the son like they're dead, and they're not even dead. They were just like asleep. Husband didn't do anything. Husband didn't even pick the blanket up. He just believed the doctor, believed the other lady. And of course, this is obviously the wife's last straw, okay? You just don't get to do that. You don't get to freaking come over here, let the lady live in my house, and then he eventually lets the lady live in the house. Lets the lady live in the house. She's got her other little son being like, oh, mommy, or no, I'm sorry. He's calling the husband dad. Why would you allow that? Why would you allow that as a man? In this situation, I would not, but the men in these situations are always, they want this. They want both of these. Pop. They want them endlessly, apparently, because the audacity runneth over. Okay, so yeah, you got the child manipulating the situation. Oh, can I sleep in the room with you? And I mean, you just simply have to let my mom sleep in, even though you're married and your wife and your child right there. Girl, and then of course we got another little situation. So of course, like, this little fucking asshole, you have my cornea and you still have the nerve to bully me as a child. That is just epic levels of evil in a young body. They get to slapping people. Husband gets to slapping the wife because the mistress is lying. the wife was like, look, I don't care anymore, okay? I'm leaving in 10 hours. We're going to sleep and we're waking up and we're on the plane, okay? We're getting the fuck out of here. And as she does, and she did. And that's exactly what I like to see. Here we go with the husband. Oh, she thinks that she can leave me. She loves me only. Who does she think she is? She's looking like the person who said, fuck you, on a plane, already got a new man who's been loving her since the beginning. Fuck you. Who they named Brian here as the husband. Fuck that man. So all of that, the wife the ex-wife ends up having to sue the husband because she finds the proof that the fucking mistress colluded with the doctor, and because the husband didn't even lift the sheet up, cornea theft to the highest degree if I've ever seen it, and she sues him, and I would sue him too. Then we got the whole little reveal, in the bedroom for some reason. You bring the doctor in, you got the mistress, you got the fucking kid, you got the lawyer. I mean, when I'm telling you the amount of slapping that happened in that bedroom, the husband slapped the woman. This is for this. This is for this. Slapping her left and right. Slapping the doctor. I'm surprised the child didn't get slapped because, it was getting pushed around a little bit, but when I tell you the evil levels that the child was also doing things, I can't say that I wouldn't have liked to see a little backhand. Sorry. My hot take. Stomp the evil out now, because that child will never learn. Okay, so now the wife is getting married, obviously, to the other dude who was always loving her. And, girl, he shows up at the wedding like an I object type shit. Is like, oh, you can't leave me. And then we find out that the wife actually proposed to the husband. I'm only being judgmental because he sucked ass. And it's like, you would let that also be part of the lore of how annoying you are. That your fiance, your girlfriend for however long had to propose to you. And he still had an attitude about it. Fuck you. He's on his hands and knees, begging to come back. She's like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Get the hell up out of here. Stop embarrassing yourself. I'm with Jonah now. And I thought, oh my God. This part, I was like, no way. So there's a wine bottle on the stage to get married for some reason. He breaks the shit. I'm thinking, oh my God, someone's about to get stabbed. No! He crawls on the broken glass on his knees. And I thought, this is so ridiculous, but I feel like a man would do that. Someone as ridiculous as this man. So, yeah, you'd think that's the craziest part. No, it's not. Then the fucking mistress, somehow, some way, why wasn't she in jail? Because I thought that her and the doctor got put away after the confession happened. She shows up to the lady's wedding, okay? Why are you even here? Why? Because she's got a knife and she's going to stab the main female character, okay? She's going to stab her on her wedding day out of jealousy. What is stabbing me going to do? And okay, I can understand. You're mad. I'm not saying I agree with it, but but at the same time, so you might go to jail for killing me? Was it really that serious? Well, Brian, the husband, gets in the way, y'all, and he gets stabbed, and he saves the wife. Other mistress lady gets taken, and then he's in the fucking he's in the ICU whenever she's walking. Brian has the fucking nerve to be like, well, I'm just glad to see that you still care about me. You were just stabbed in front of me. What are you talking about? I was just traumatized on my wedding day. Double traumatized by you. You gave my son's cornea away. Months later, this man is in a coma, okay? This is the end. This is the end of it. He's lying in the bed, in the hospital bed, comatose. The ex-wife and her son standing over him. Thanks for doing X, Y, and Z because everything that happened, the lawyer who she ends up marrying was also it used to be the guy's business partner. They find a way to because he's not really dead yet, but he found a way to get the companies and stuff. The woman who stabbed him didn't even go to jail, girl. She got bail. I was so shocked. And right before all this happened, I was thinking, I think the reason why I like watching these, specifically all the ones I watch, it's like a woman who has been scorned, betrayed, and she always gets to laugh. And I love that. And I want to see more of that. And that's why I like these. The fact that he is just comatose, they stand over his body, say, yeah, well, thank you for X, Y, and Z. The woman who you did all this crazy shit with, oh yeah, she's not even going to jail. And we're not going to ever forgive you, but thanks for all that stuff you did. The child even says that. The child standing over the body of his father says, you know what? I'll do what is expected of me. You know, for you just laying up here for however long, you know, I'll make sure you have good nurses, I guess, to take care of you and wash your body. But that's about as much as you're getting from me. He basically said that. The kid is 10. Look what you've done. This is all the man's fault. And then, yeah, that was it. That was it. They just walk off into the distance. I think I have like a few seconds left. No, I don't. That's over. It just pans out on his body in the bed. It's like, what the hell? What the hell? Anyway, it's a new vlog. I figured we'd get that out of the way. I just uploaded my November TBR. It's pretty ambitious and I'm very excited about it. But nothing has really been like coming out the last few days. A lot of stuff that I've been following is on hiatus. But something I didn't check out yet, but I will be, that is the newest episode of Red Thread Quest. I've already seen some screenshots. We are still back in time seeing the past, but now they're a little older and they're so good looking as usual. And the way that the last episode ended, I knew that was coming, that the whole point was going to be to destroy the family, but that's just sad. It's really sad what I saw. So I got to see what's going on there. But then newest episode of Jinx. Exactly what I want to see. They're about to get stuck on a Ferris wheel. I actually really like when that happens. I love forced proximity. So I'm really, really hoping that when they're in the Ferris wheel, please, if there is a God, let this happen, that they have a moment of communicating. Because what episodes are we on? I got to see that first. We are pretty far along. If I remember correctly, it's definitely going to be at least 100 episodes. And we are on episode what? And you know, my internet's going kind of slower than I would like. Let's see. I'm sure you can hear my neighbor's trash cans. I do have to read Love Jinx. Okay, so we're on episode 83 that just came out. What's the math? Let's look at the calculator. So we got like less than 20 episodes left to get to 100. And I mean, we're at the home stretch right now, right? Like we're going to have this little fluffy stuff right now, which I want them to have their, you know, let's fucking talk about our feelings moment. Cause I think like it's time, cause we're about to do the fight. So once the fight is over, which I mean, again, it's like the math was like 17 episodes left. I mean, I don't think that the fight episodes are going to be super long. I think we're going to have them talking to each other. They're going to do it. Those are going to be a few chapters. Then we have the fight. The fight is probably going to be closer to like maybe the 90s. Ooh, maybe. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Like, so that would be 7 episodes to get to 90. I'll take 2 good them having sex moments. Okay, now I'll take 1 good, okay, we're talking and hashing it out. 2 sex. 2, we're almost there, so maybe 3. Maybe 3 for sex. Or 2, maybe 2 and then 3. 5 of these episodes would be, we're finally talking it out, then we're doing it. The last 5, somehow, I don't know how many that would be, where the fight, and then we have 10 more left, and then that would be 100, so it's like, how's it gonna go? But the next episodes, next few ones, I want them to actually hash it out, talk about it, get their stuff together, no more miscommunication, not communicating. I need that communication now. But yeah, I thought we would do like a little quick check-in. I don't really have anything else to talk about. I guess to rehash, I finished all of Dead Man Wonderland. So good. Definitely like it. I'm done with Sanctify. I just need to get that other volume. It's a smaller one. I'm not sure what else it does, but we'll see. I'll try to read that online or something. And then I'm almost done with Feed. So we've got a few things to be going. Y'all will see me again tonight. I'm going to finish doing what I'm doing on my computer because I uploaded the November TBR, blah, blah, blah. And then we're gonna go to the living room, and then we'll check in while we're there. So I'll see you guys soon. Hey everybody, sorry for the angle. But we're in the car. It's in between shifts for work. So usually when I'm in the car, I have the thing that this is like magnetized to, suction to the window, but the amount of times it falls over and over and over again, it's probably because I have one of the heaviest versions of the phone. So it can't handle all the weight of the iPhone Pro Max, so it just falls all over and over and over again. So we're gonna talk about this stuff. So sorry that the steering wheel is in the way. I apologize. So anyway, we're not done yet, okay? Like, we've just gotten to the thick of the last one I'm going to talk about, but so last night, should I talk about that one or should I wait till I get home? I'll wait till I get home to talk about that one so I can actually hold it up. But I decided to bring BL Game Rebirth, My New Life as the Hero's Younger Brother, Volume 2. I'm really excited about this one. This was so good. I have to read Volume 3. The thing that is really fun about how this has taken a twist is that, you know, the whole point is, so this character is, again, reborn into a BL game, but it's a girl who is a Fujoshi. So she's played this game before. She loves it. She's totally happy to basically just be like this side character, taking in all of the BL love there is to get. But things start to change, and it seems like, you know, the main character of the game she played is the older brother in the game, but the older brother picked someone. So she's like, okay, how exactly, like, what exactly is going on here? So she decides that she's going to try to be there out of the kindness of her Fujo heart for the people that her brother didn't choose. But then she finds out, oh, this is the sequel to that game where the little brother is the main character. So it's super duper funny and a different twist that it's like, I was hoping that would be the case, but the fact that it is the case is really funny. But yeah, it's good. I really like the main character. I like all the characters. It's really, really, really fun. And I really have to read the light novel because it's based off of a light novel. And I want to read that because I wonder if I have access to the whole thing before I'll get access to volume 3 of this. That's okay, so you know I'm about to crack that open. Next, was really excited for it. Gals Can't Be Kind to Otaku, Volume 1. I got this in my Hantama box. I was wanting this anyway, so I was really excited that it was in there. This was really good. Y'all know I love a gal. I really, really do. If I was going to have any type of, like, if I was in high school and that was like a fashion that I could have, now granted, I did absolutely love being the little, I would say my style of goth as I got older, it was like more Victorian looking ish. Oh God, girl, I had the white face powder on sometimes. Oh my God. Then it kind of went to like mall goth, and then it evolved into like more scene. What a time to be young. I miss the early 2000s, girl. It's coming back though. But yeah, if I was in high school now and this was an option for me to dress like, I would definitely dress like a gal because I think that they're really cool. But anyway, so I actually don't even, oh yeah, we do. Okay, I was gonna say, like, I don't even remember his real name because this girl of the friends, she always calls him Otaku-kun, but his name is Seo Takuya, and likes this particular anime manga called Glittermon? Is that what it is? Glittermon, okay. And it's something that's more geared towards young girls. So he sometimes is kind of like, well, okay, so he doesn't have many friends in general. This is like his little special thing to him. So he doesn't really have anyone to talk about it to until he meets, oh shit, I can't remember their names now. Hold on. You've got Ijichi, and then you also have Amane. So this is Ijichi, and this is Amane. Amane is an otaku. Ijichi isn't necessarily, but she's like so open and so cool and so nice. So these are two characters that I would absolutely want to be friends with in real life if they were real. Sorry for the damn stuff going on, girl. It's Thursday at 4:19, so there absolutely is a accident on 95. It's just typical. It's, well, actually, which way are they going? Yeah, they're probably going 95 south, which is the way I'm supposed to go, but I got a little while left here. So anyway, basically yeah, Seo doesn't have many friends. Amane is an otaku and Ijichi isn't. These are two people I want to be friends with. And I want to be friends with Seo too, because I think he seems really, really nice. Yeah, so he finds out that Amane likes the same anime manga that he likes. She keeps trying to blame it on, oh no, I don't really like that, it's for my little sister. Ijichi is literally just happy to be there. I really, really like her. Like, she's just so fun and sweet, bubbly. She's not, and I think the thing that I like the most about like stories like this is when somebody is a gal and there's like this perception of them, and then they completely swap it or subvert it or something. I don't know the right word. Whereas, like, you know, I think that they're mostly seen as maybe like kind of mean, probably nice, but like maybe kind of cliquey, but they're so not like that. They're so cool, effortlessly, it seems. But yes, Ijichi is more bubbly, extroverted. Amane is more quiet, introverted. They're both very popular. So they end up befriending Seo, and the thing I like so much so far is that they both like him. But that, I think, sucks, right? Because I feel like naturally what would make more sense is if Seo ends up with Amane, because she is the one who originally likes the thing. But I think the difference is that even though she naturally likes what he liked first, Ijichi is so open to exploring anything that Amane is more like, okay, so obviously like the current reoccurring issue a lot of the times with stories like this is like someone who's an otaku doesn't want to like show people that they like this thing, which I can understand to a certain extent depending on what the thing is, right? But in general, it's just like, just fucking be yourself, girl. So in a way, it's almost like I almost want him to be with Ijichi more if I had to choose, because I like both of them, but I like Ijichi's personality more. So blah, blah, blah. That's what's going to happen. We're going to get some love interest going on. I'm really excited for that because I think that the story is really fun. I definitely will be continuing on with that series because it's just good. Next, we did volume 14 of Windbreaker. Of course, I brought the next two with me. Every time I'm reading, especially what's going on now, this like super crazy arc that we're in where, you know, you got the fucking ex-Boforin fuckers coming in here like we're about to fucking tear shit up in the damn town. It always makes me think, where's the one grandpa with a gun? Okay, because like no adult seems like they can take care of themselves. If that were me, girl, I'm slapping a child in the face. Like, y'all not about to come in here and fuck my business up. So it's always interesting to me that the adults rely so heavily on young people that it's like, are there even police here? I mean, I'm far from one who really cares for the police, but it's like, damn, you'd think somebody would come and save these young people getting their ass beat in the street, okay? This arc is crazy. It's literally a battle royale in this whole fucking little town where this force that is like a mix of like random people and then ex-Boforin, I can't remember what they're called. Actually, they put a little thing at the front, I think. Well, they're just ex-Forin or no Roshi. 10 battle fanatics who left Forin and sided with Endo. So this is what's interesting, because I thought Chika was mostly the one who was the leader, but then they reference Endo more. So I guess like maybe Chika's the one who is maybe a little bit more quiet, like a silent partner in all of this, if you will. But anyway, yeah, so all these people just love to fight. They're coming back. They're like, oh, we're going to take the town back. We don't like that it's peaceful. I don't know what that kind of emotion is like. I would much rather peace than chaos, but who am I? Girl, I'm freaking the fuck out. I'm about to cry in the car. Thank God. And so this isn't really giving it away because I'm not going to go into detail because I also haven't read it yet, but you obviously know what's happening once you get to volume 15. So you recognize these people, okay? You recognize these people who may be coming to help. Most excited for what's his face, because he was very, very hot in the beginning. Really liked that guy from the Red Light District arc, and same thing with him. I'm excited for this little whole thing, and I was really hoping that they would be coming. So thank God that's happening, because someone's about to get murdered, if you ask me. They're this close to murdering someone, in my opinion. But in general, I also just really wish one of these young people would just fall in love. I'm aching for love. I'm aching for, you know, for just someone to kiss. You know what I mean? Whether it's Sakura and the girl, whether it's, I mean, pick anybody almost, damn near. Suo and Nier. So if they would kiss, that would be awesome. I don't care. I don't really like Sugashita. He's okay. He's not my favorite. But yeah, thank God that we're going to have some assistance because, girl, Tsubaki can only do so much, okay? Really carrying a lot of things going on. But so is Sakura. Everybody's fighting for their life. And it's frightening to think, like, we might be close to death if we're not fucking careful. But yeah, so I've got these next to the other things I brought with me, which I'm hoping that I can get to. I don't know that I will, but I got Kaiyaku Volume 4. I'm really trying to be good about continuing on with that series. Phantom Busters Volume 1. I keep bringing it with me and I don't open it, so I really need to. Yotsuya Ghost Knight, and then director Akasaki's Princely Training Course. This one I'm very excited for. I might hold this one off until I get back home because I have to tell you about the last thing I read, which is kind of very much like this, which is really exciting. So I'm very, very excited. But yes, I just wanted to take a break and talk about that. I've been working diligently as I do sometimes. But yeah, we're gonna get into that later. Girl, we're getting really close to a lot of crazy times right now. I keep thinking Black Friday and Grey Wednesday are like basically a week away in my mind. So it's like, fuck, it's about to get so busy. So I gotta definitely prioritize editing the stuff that I already had filmed. It's gonna get overwhelming, but it's okay. We got this. But yes, today's Thursday. Ooh, I'm gonna be hanging out with Devin tonight, so we'll be getting back with each other soon. But yes, I'm gonna get these done. Maybe you'll see me again in here. We'll see. It's getting dark, so I have to go back in there anyway. But I'll see you guys in a second, and wish me luck that these will be very good. Welcome back, everybody. Okay, so today is Friday. So it's the next day after we talked last night. I finished Windbreaker, but I don't think I read anything else last night. Oh, Devin and I hung out. That's what it was. So we do have a bit to talk about. We're still chugging along. Okay, I'm really proud of myself for the stuff I've read. So let's talk about these last 2 volumes of Windbreaker that I read, because when we last spoke, I had just kind of cracked open volume 15. And man, it's just been so good. Windbreaker, I gotta tell you, I feel like if someone is on the fence about Windbreaker, I would say like give it a chance because it's really good. I understand that there's some things that are kind of like that someone could probably look at it and be like, oh, teenagers, or I don't know. But there's something so refreshing to read when it comes to Windbreaker about how, God, what's the right word? I literally just thought it. How much, what is the word? How much like spunk, that's not the right word, but how much tenacity? I don't know if that's the right word, but basically like these kids, they are constantly overcoming obstacles that have been things that were like some pretty serious childhood trauma. Okay, like especially in these last few volumes when we are seeing more of the background on certain characters, like seeing some of the stuff that they had to endure, which we've already seen a lot of that as the series has gone on. Every single time we meet, like, I don't want to say a bad guy or like the villain, because they're really not like that bad compared to like stuff that I've read, but anytime you see their backstory, you see it's kind of like in Demon Slayer. All the demons have something that happened to them that made them make the choice to be a demon. They lost someone, they wanted to see someone again, they wanted to get stronger because X, Y, and Z happened. And in the end, you feel like you can be so frustrated with these demon characters, but also feel so sorry for them because like something brought them to this point. They weren't always evil. And I wouldn't say that these people are anywhere, no one's killed anyone yet. It's getting really violent to a point where it's like, oh my God. But I would say that you see the background for some of the people who would be considered the villains, and it's like, oh, okay, I get it. Then you see some of our main characters, the stuff that they had to endure, and they really lean on each other to overcome these obstacles that they have and like be better people, you know, be better young people who want something more for the next generation. So it's like a bunch of like really healthy male relationships, which I can really appreciate to read. Like, I think that's really nice. Even the characters who kind of are at odds with each other, it's still kind of lighthearted, if that makes sense. Like, because there's always something that puts them together. And of course, our main character, in my opinion, Sakura, I mean, his growth has just been crazy. He grew so much in volume 14. Volume 15, a lot of stuff kicks off, and then we kind of separate from Sakura and Sugishita and see all of these other characters coming to the forefront to try to save the town, and it's getting epic. But yes, I would recommend this. If you're on the fence, definitely give it a read. I think it's fantastic. Watch the anime. I think the anime is really done well too. And I know that there's some people here that they might never be in a relationship, but you know that they were meant to be in a relationship. And they may be in a relationship in another universe, but you know. The one that I read that I didn't end up talking to you guys about yesterday was Real-Time Fever. I liked this a lot. I really like when the story is basically someone is a streamer. Now, okay, now I will say this. In reality, absolutely not. I find that gross. I would not be okay with that. I would not be all right with this happening to me in the real world. I don't want this to happen to people in the real world because it's not cool unless it was consensual. But like in the fictional stories, I like the idea of someone being a fan of someone and them actually being a good person. Okay, like that's the obvious difference, especially with the real world ones. Like, in a lot of these stories, people don't necessarily feel entitled to you in a violent way. They want to support you in a way that, you know, eventually, yeah, they end up hooking up with that, but it's not, that's not where it seems to be coming from, right? That's not their intent. Their intent isn't to just get you naked and have sex with you. So that long explanation to say, even though this character, he did kind of piss me off a few times, I liked the story. So I'll read the back. That's what I probably should do first. Shy college student Shizuka moonlights as Shiro online, anonymously broadcasting erotic content to his followers. Of all of his followers, Kuro is by far his favorite, a dark-haired hottie who's always first to leave a comment. One night, while fantasizing about Kuro, a fateful misstyle leads Shizuka to accidentally masturbate to an audience of one. When I tell you, I screamed. I think I was sitting beside Devin when I was reading this. I was like, you're joking. Another thing I like. Kuro then reveals himself to be Kurosaki, Shizuka's classmate and Mr. Popular. Thinking he's being blackmailed, Shizuka agrees to be Kurosaki's project partner, but Kurosaki has an agenda of his own in mind. Now that Kurosaki knows Shiro's identity, just how far will Shizuka go to make sure the secret account stays secret? I just really, oh my god, the art style, just based off the cover, I'm obsessed. I wish that this was longer. Boy, do I ever wish this was longer. It was so good. But yeah, Shiro, he's the one who's streaming. I found it interesting that part of his thing is like, it seems like he doesn't have many friends or many relationships. And he, yes, on one hand is getting off on people looking at him, but it's also just like getting some type of attention and also communicating with people. Like, I think he was definitely starved for companionship. And I feel like, I wonder if the best he thought he could do was just this, where people talking to him online and not actually meeting face to face. I think we even see, I could be wrong, I think we saw something from his, that's right, we saw something from his past where he was kind of rejected by someone who was fine with them doing things with each other, but when he was like, oh, I realized it's not really for me. So he just kind of used me to have an experience. So that's like where Shiro is pretty closed off. That's where the walls are. So I really liked his character, and I don't know, I just thought it was really good. I liked this. This is definitely, it's a one shot. I could see myself rereading this, honestly. I know it probably seems like, what are you talking about? But yeah, girl. And the art, girl! Everything's shown, y'all. And you know what? Normal wieners. I enjoy that, okay? When I'm reading stuff, I don't mind a big donger, as I've said in the past. A big hog, you know, hey, that can be fun to read. But in general, normal, average, like that's fine. Like, I don't need to see someone damn near get split open, okay? Not to disparage anybody who might watch me who has a big old hog, okay? I don't know. And we're talking like 13 inches, 10 to 13 inches. That's like crazy. That's like crazy. Then we have, so these are just like normal average people wieners, which is nice to see, I guess. Then we have Phantom Busters. I actually realized I had only read the first chapter of this. So freaking good. Cannot wait to see where this goes, especially because we, like one of our main characters, Mulgori, he's an exorcist. He comes from a family, like a long line of exorcists, and it seems like there's something not quite right with the family, okay? Maybe a little bit sadistic, maybe a little bit crazy, a little bit evil, if you will. But now that we've, and I hope we get more people, but now that we have like our main cast, like I'm loving every single character. So this is really good. Absolutely will be continuing with the series, of course. All right, it's now Saturday. Sorry, I literally had to stop filming because Devin came home with dinner. So, and then we just hung out and then I fell asleep. Oh my God, I was such a sleepy gal last night. But I forgot to talk about Feed. Well, actually I was in the middle of talking about Feed. We're not including that part. I finished Feed. This was a reread. Such a good fucking book, dude. I can't get over how good this book is. I really, really, really can't. I highly suggest it. This is a trilogy also. So there's 2 more books and I am going to pick up the second book because it's just been so fun to get back into this story because it was essentially like I'd read it for the first time all over again. Like I couldn't quite remember everything about it, but certain like things stood out, but damn, just so good. Yeah, I want to try to give a spoiler less situation as much as possible. So I think I mentioned how when I first read this book, there is like the ending really, really, really made me cry because someone does die. And I got to that part again. I think I did a good job holding myself together in the car outside of work on my lunch break because I didn't really like let any tears spill, but it's just so good. I mean, we're going into book 2 where one of our main characters is now having to kind of figure out how to live without the other because Georgia and Sean, they're not actually biologically related. They're not biological siblings. They were just adopted by the same parents and then raised as brother and sister, right? So it's like the other is all they've really known. I think the other part of it that makes it just so hard, especially like thinking back to the time when I was just so emotional, obviously it was shocking. I didn't expect that to happen, but it's just like throughout the story, you see and hear about the people who adopted Sean and Georgia. They're the Masons, and the reason why they kind of are who they are is because when everything happened with, you know, people, you know, turning into zombies and shit, people didn't know for a while after that it could be transmitted to animals. And then their biological son years ago, he was killed because a dog bit him, I think. So for them, they've never actually loved Sean and Georgia. They use them as props and accessories. And in the end, throughout the story, you get the perfect sense of like who they are. They don't redeem themselves throughout because this is just who they are. They do not care. They care about ratings. They care about popularity. And it's just sad. And as we all know, I have a really hard time ever liking any single situation where a parent behaves this way. It's just sickening to me. But in the end, which I won't give away who dies, but the way that they treated that character's death and expected the living sibling to just kind of like go along with it, it just made me, it just drove the nail in deeper with how awful, you know, obviously I know what's going to happen. You know, I've already read the series, but if I hadn't read the series before, you know, I'm thinking, how the fuck You know, does this living sibling, you know, feel in the situation where the parents are like, oh, you know, you should really give us their stuff, sign over the rights to their work, and then let us take over it just for money. Ugh, it just makes me sick. But the plot continues. We only have touched the tip of the iceberg for what is really going on, why the conspiracy has been to take down Senator Ryman and bring the country back into God knows what. We know that it's kind of like a pretty right-wing extremist religious group, which is just another layer to make you fucking freaked out. You'd think, like, this book was written, I think, in 2011 or something. I read it in 2015. It's now 2025. Obviously, we don't live in a zombie apocalypse, knock on wood, but so many things are not different from the fictional world in here than it is in 2025. What, 10 years after I read it the first, like, it's just fucking sad, the state of the world, y'all. But so good. Like I said, I'm about to start the second book. We're gonna get it. Obviously, I got my bag of stuff that, you know, I will be bringing with me to my job today to read it on my breaks, hopefully. But the other thing we're going to talk about is something that Devin got me and it finally got sent here. And that is this Mau figure. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. It feels like I've been waiting 2 years for this. It probably hasn't been that long, but it's felt like it a little bit because it's like, oh my God, I've been waiting for this. He ordered it so long ago, but I'm so excited. I have got to rework some things in my setup in my office because I want to really have a nice place for this by the manga, or I find a good place for this out here and I will change where the light novels are because the light novels live out here on the rotating bookshelf, as you can see. And I would like to, they're probably never going to end up in my office because there's just not enough room and it's ongoing. But she could be on one of the floating white shelves that has Apothecary Diaries. So we'll see. I might have to get some specialized shelving in my office. I also have one other giant figure coming my way at some point, and that is the Nana figure. I'm excited, but I'm excited for this. We're not going to open it because I have to start getting ready for work, but yes, got a long day ahead of me. My bag of manga, adding my other book that resides there, book 2, deadline, and we're gonna have some fun today. So I will see you guys a little bit later tonight. Hey everybody, welcome back. All right, we're in my car. Today is Monday. We are outside of Books A Million. There are a few volumes that I really want to get. I know I've kind of said sprinkled through some videos that you guys haven't seen yet. Like I just uploaded the final like October haul kind of into November. I kind of mentioned, like, I really don't want to spend too much. I know it probably seems like, but the difference now is that I'm not going to like Second and Charles and like binge buying huge series that like I haven't started. I already have so many series. Like I have full box sets that I haven't read. So I'm trying to focus only on the volumes that I really, really want that are on my Amazon wish list that I've been anticipating. So that's how I should say it. I'm only getting anticipated releases and things that like I'm really looking forward to. But we need to talk about what else is going on today. I just left Brew La La. I pretty much go there every week. It's just a place to get like certain drinks and stuff. Girl, they started adding buckets now. That sounds ridiculous. I will say most of my diet does consist of some type of liquid. I'm usually rotating like 3 drinks at any given time of the day. So this is Dr. Drama, this is Dr. Pepper with some other stuff in it, girl. Delicious. But then she threw me for a loop, okay? Because I always get this thing called a Red Rush, and it's a Red Bull with some type of syrup in it. They're doing their holiday menu now. Bitch, new fucking Red Bull drink alert. I don't even know what it's fucking called. Look at the fucking color. As somebody who absolutely loves the color pink, this is also a color / flavor I tend to like. Now this is like kind of pepperminty, but usually something like this is like a blue raspberry. Don't get me started about blue raspberry. That's one of my favorite sweets flavors, okay? I'm loving it. I'm loving it. McDonald's up in this bitch. So yes, I'm not now. I wear a mask in public, so I can't take these with me, but they will be safely secure in my car for me to then deliciously drink when I get back in. But we're about to go in here really quick. It just opened like 30 minutes ago. I started my day early. And we're gonna see. I think I'm gonna have put like a picture of the things that I'm wanting, but off the top of my head, I want something called Call Me Master. There's something else, oh, I can't remember the name, but it's got like sex appeal in it, I think, in the title. Afterglow, there's After God came out. Now, a lot of these things don't come out until the 18th, but sometimes they don't have like a hard release date. And what they've explained to me is like, technically it might be like, they'll put it out early because even though it's kind of like says, oh, like it's going to be released on this day, it's not always like you can put it out the week of, basically. So let's hope that all these things that I'm wanting are that, and that they put it out already. Because sometimes I come here so early, I gotta get my hands on the cart that the person has to put out. And I'm like, just wheel the bitch out here and I'll go through it. I don't care. Pop a damn Books A Million lanyard on me and I'll get the clocking in just to get the shit I want. But thank you so much. I'll see you guys again, and then we'll show up back home and we will read a little bit. I haven't really read the last few days, which kind of sucks, but we're going to get into it today. That's all that matters, and some more editing. So see you guys in Books A Million. Welcome back, everybody. Okay, so we're at the house now. Great news. I was able to find every single thing I wanted and then some extras. So I also want to say, like, what I was talking about in the car, this is an example. I was at Second and Charles the other day. I didn't buy anything, which I thought about it after the fact. I was like, oh, I could have, because I still had money like credited to my account. It's fine. It's not a big deal. I didn't end up getting anything, but the rest of, oh fuck, what was that thing called? Shortcake something. I think I put that upstairs. I'll put a picture up of it. The entire rest of the series was there. And I was going to sit down and think about it and like, okay, that's something I don't need. I don't need that. I have so many things I haven't finished reading. Realistically, you shouldn't choose that. It's just always so easy to choose that. So that's what I mean when I say like not buying a ton of stuff. Like, I know technically all of this is going to look like a lot, but I'm actively reading a lot of these things, so it doesn't feel the same versus getting an entire series that is over 10 volumes. That's what I'm trying to say. The long-winded version. Yeah, so sorry to make that long, but everything I wanted was in there, so I'm super excited about that. So we'll do the first bag first. Yeah, girl, don't judge me now. Okay. All right, I got The Lying Bride and the Same-Sex Marriage Debate, Volume 1. So this was not on my wish list, but I was like, okay, I really do want some more GL Yuri stuff, so I went ahead and got this. What was on my list was Call Me Master. Ah! Y'all know! Y'all know I like when they do that. Let's see. Let's see how freaky you are. You know what? I feel like you're not going to be too freaky. I don't think you're going to be too freaky. I've seen some real freaky down situations. This one's okay. This one's okay. You got some more work to do, girl. You could get freakier. This one was not on my wish list, but I do want to continue on with this series. I finally had read the first volume earlier this year. I need to pick up the second volume, but I think I'm willing to restart this. I think I'm in the mood for this again. So I got Blood Night Market Volume 3. Volume 2 is over there with the first volume. So I figured, you know what, let me give this another try. I don't know what I expected from it to begin with, but it took me a while, and now I want to get back into it since it's still early on and give it more of a try, because I feel like I have the attitude for it now, if that's the right way to put it. This was on my list. Dysfunctional Family Theory, Volume 1. I'm really excited about this one. I've had this on my wish list since I heard about it, which was, I think, earlier this year. I was so excited to see this. A lot of the stuff that I ended up getting that was on my wish list, dude, I had to do like a second pass because I did not see it on the first go round. This was shocking for me to see because I feel like I never see these volumes there when it releases. I don't know why that is, or at least it takes a while, and that is Volume 10 of Whisper Me a Love Song. Let's see if this is the final volume. Doesn't look like it. It doesn't say. At least it doesn't say it's the final. Usually they put that on there, but Volume 10, I do need to get back into the series. I think I stopped at, yep, I stopped at Volume 3. So I've got a lot of reading to do. Got a lot of catching up to do. All right, we'll save those two because I got 3. And then we'll say, but everything else, yeah, everything else was on my list. So I found After God Volume 7. I'm really excited about this. I don't remember how long this series is going to be, but I think we're getting close. I'm not sure. I'm excited for After God though. I think I'm 2 volumes behind now. Was excited to see Semantic Error Volume 4. This is a series I haven't started yet, but I want to. I know I'm kind of behind on that one, but I want to. Now this is the one that I got the name wrong. I'm so excited. I was surprised to see this one because, again, like I did my first walkthrough, didn't see anything. Spoke to the lady who recognized me. We talk all the time. We talk about her little granddaughter coming and spend all the time in the manga section of Books A Million. I like her. I like that lady. She's really nice. But Tease Me Harder, a sweet and kinky romance. I love stuff like this. I did not know about this until this month. So I'm really, really excited. Well, I'll read the back for you. A cute, quirky, and slightly spicy BDSM rom-com. University student Yuka has been dating her boyfriend Mahiro for 6 blissfully pure months. Just sweet, wholesome romance. But when Mahiro accidentally discovers Yuka's deepest, darkest secret, she's a masochist. Everything changes. Rather than being put off, Mahiro surprises her by declaring he'll become the dominant she desires. As they navigate this unexpected new dynamic, their once innocent relationship takes a playful, exciting, and increasingly kinky turn. This just looked so cute to me. As soon as I saw the title and the cover, I was like, oh, I would like this. But this was one where I did read the synopsis first, and I was like, up my alley, girl. This one, oh my God, I'm so looking forward to this. I mean, the first, and I think this got pushed back too, if I remember correctly. Another one. I was devastated when I felt like I didn't see this the first. I don't know how she got tucked in the corner, but Afterglow. Oh God, look at him. Oh my God, I'm excited. I do like a Yakuza situation, so let's read the back for this one too. The Doctor and the Gangster. Higuchi Kiyotaka has hit rock bottom. Once a rising star in the field of cardiovascular surgery, a traumatic incident derailed his career and sent him spiraling. Now transferred to a remote town in rural Kyushu, he spends his days practicing general medicine, struggling to understand the thick local dialect of his elderly patients and to suppress the crushing guilt that haunts him. Each night, he drowns his sorrows in alcohol, but one particularly miserable evening, he's approached by a mysterious man who calls himself Tenju, a Yakuza who offers him a night of escape. Swept into a haze of unfamiliar pleasure, Higuchi begins to feel something stir beneath the numbness. And as the afterglow of the night refuses to fade, one question gnaws at him. Who is this man, and what does he really want from me? Let's actually take the plastic off. That sounds really good. It definitely gave me, like, Kim Dan vibes. It actually reminded me, my first thoughts were, oh, Girl, oh my God. I think I can show you guys this. Okay, I can show you guys this because there's really nothing too crazy, but I'll try to cover up his cheeks. But like, look at that, okay? Ecstasy. Take me there, girl. Yes. Uh-huh. He looks like a really sweet Yakuza top. Oh, wowzers. The detail. Girl, oh my God. I feel like I haven't seen everything. Okay, I can show this too. I feel like I never see such detail when someone actually has tattoos. Now, I do see it sometimes, but there's something about this one. It looks fucking crazy good. Yeah, he looks like he's like the Yakuza is like maybe a lover boy. Oh, I love that. But yeah, giving me Kim Dan vibes, getting drunk, girl. Y'all got to, y'all can't do that. Don't turn to drugs and alcohol, girl. Definitely not drugs and alcohol. Definitely not alcohol. You can get high every now and then with a little edible or take a, oh. Wow. I'm loving, oh God, this, I feel like the art is so pretty. I'm definitely interested. Definitely interested. This feels like it should be longer though. Wow. I wish I could draw. Wow. Oh my God, dude, that POV, girl. Wish I could turn that around. Y'all can't see that. Y'all cannot see that. That is, dude, I'm telling you, some people are just so talented. It's crazy. I wish I could write and I wish I could draw. I would be unstoppable. It would be, people would absolutely be sick of me if they could see the things going on in my head that I just put to paper. I don't know if the world is ready for that. It might also be very vanilla. I probably am hyping myself up to think that it would be anything other than like vanilla bean. It would be mostly vanilla bean. Am I right? Tell me, do I look a little bit vanilla bean more than I look like, you know? Anyway. All right. So I've been seeing this one for a while and the art intrigues me. So I finally was like, you know what? Maybe I'll get into this because this actually looks really good. And that is Loving Moon Dog. Okay. So like I've kept seeing this cover and was like, oh man, this is really pretty. Okay. Okay. But then this one, Now, how do I feel about the synopsis? I don't, we're having fun here. We'll read the back of this one too. Puppy love unleashed. Rika, a dog groomer with a gift for taming wild pups, finds her life turned upside down when the Doberman she rescues one night suddenly turns into a hunky guy. This dog man is on the prowl for a mate and chooses Rika, and he's not holding back his horn dog desire. Can Rika resist his puppy eyes, or will she be caught in his leash of love? I like the sound of that. Now, the thing that's like, if you knew that someone had been a dog, even if they got turned into a human, you're still fucking a dog, right? Am I wrong? I mean, they're a person now. I don't know how I'd feel about it. I mean, we could be friends at the very, at the most. I don't know if I don't know. I don't know if I could really, I don't know. Tell me in the comments, would you do that? If you, not your own pet though, I think that even that's a step too far. I mean, we're obviously talking about a fantasy type situation because what type of fucking dogs turn into a human? But at the same time, it's like, it definitely couldn't be your own dog. Oh, that's gross. I was about to say strange dog. A dog not known to you. I don't know. I don't know. Tell me in the comments. What do you think? What do you think? I mean, if they were hot enough, if they never turned back into a dog, I think that works. Let me know. Let me know what your thoughts are. Lastly, this one I was like, I don't know if I'm going to get it, but I'm really liking the cover of this, and it's the maid is a vampire. Look at the cover. Oh, it's bringing me back to Call of the Night. And lastly, I got this based off the cover. I did not read the back of it. And that is The Maid is a Vampire, the complete omnibus. Now, cover by, I think, yes. Just now I read the back. I should have read this. I should have read this in the store. I never read Black Butler, but I feel like I remember people like making the running joke about, I've never watched or read it, the running joke of like the butler is an adult, I guess, but is the kid a vampire? I don't know, but like there's a running joke about it. This is kind of giving that. So I'm going to still read it because I own it now. If I don't like it, I will sell it. If it conflicts, am I wrong? Getting out, you know, that's what happens when you don't read the back. You know, but for the most part, I get really lucky. I end up reading a lot of stuff that I really like. So yes, that's what's going to be viewed, read, or whatever. Yeah, blah, blah, blah. It's time to start editing last week's reading vlog. We're currently in a reading vlog now, obviously, but I really do need to edit that one because I'm really far behind. I'm disappointed in myself, but I know that it's not that big of a deal. Like, I'm allowed to have a moment. So time to get these rotated drinks going. You know, as you can see, I have my 3, the water, the Dr. Drama, and then the Red Bull. We'll start on this, and I will see you guys a little bit later. We will read a bit, and Dev and I are hanging out tonight, but we'll read a little bit. So I'll see you guys a little bit later. Okay, I kind of want you guys to see when I'm editing something, like, oh my God, how funny it is to me when I'm watching myself back. It's so fucking ridiculous. So I'm about to cry. Like, obviously y'all will see this after the fact, but god damn, dude, I started reading, what is that called? Before You Go Extinct. Ma'am, first of all, I start out crying. Let's start there.
Hello. Okay, I'm sorry. I decided that, okay, I'm going to...
Okay, so we're already starting off like, girl, I barely even, I think I made it through the first story. Then I have to speed it up a little bit.
Read. Oh, man. Yeah, that fucking, oh, God, I can't read it. I'm going to finish it, but the crow one, oh, man, the crow one got me. Oh, man. I didn't finish it, so I didn't finish the chapter, so let's just read it. Man. It's like, it has humor, which is hard to, I mean, it's so good with the humor. Sorry, me. Okay, hold on. Oh, man. Oh, okay. Is the next one otters, dude? Oh, no. I can't look at it. It's gonna be something.
Okay, so obviously my vlogs are really long, but the thing that makes it last even longer, because I obviously have to watch everything back and edit stuff out, because I burp a lot. I burp a lot, probably because I'm talking so much. So I have to like be very meticulous to get my burps out. But then like watching it back, like I'm just fucking laughing because that's just so funny to me. Like, but yeah, Devin makes a point, and he's not wrong, because like watching it back, like I'm laughing, but like I honestly can think back to how sad I was like having read that. So it also makes me want to cry. And Devin had said that like when I cry, it sounds like so painful. And it is. Emotionally, I am wrecked, okay? But I just thought it would be funny, show you guys a little behind the scenes, if anybody even cared. But yeah, girl, we're only at 16 minutes. I don't even know how long I've been sitting here. And we still got all that time to go. We're only at 16 minutes. I've stopped several times. I also have to stop to find gifs that make me laugh and insert pictures of the stuff I'm talking about. Girl, try being an influencer for a day. I just worked 8 hours. I'm finally eating. Try being an... I'm sorry. Anyway. Okay, let me get back. Let me stop getting distracted. I need to turn my phone off so I can actually like, pay attention. But yes, this has been fun so far. Okay, so I made it about halfway through. when it came to actually editing that video. And I decided, oh, okay. Actually, back up. I made it to halfway through. Then the people who come to like deal with pests around our house showed up, and I was like, okay. He's cleaning off like all the cobwebs and stuff outside, spraying stuff down, and I was like, I should start working on cleaning my backyard. Well, I'm not going to show you all that, but after I did that, I was like, well, I might as well pull the tree down. So that's what I've been doing now. I've been listening to the last podcast on the left. I'm not done. This is just like where we are now. I have to add like the special ornaments that I made. I made these. Now, are they the best that you've ever seen? Probably not, but girl, it's the thought that counts. These are my damn dogs. Rest in peace to them. I love them. I don't think y'all ever met Rothgar. And then this was Guinevere. So they were from the same litter. And then Biddy showed up later. So I got Rothgar and Guinevere when I graduated high school, like right before. And then Biddy I got maybe like 2 years later when we moved from like my childhood home, you know, going to school. So, which is where so moved from there, moved into the new house where my parents live now. And yeah, I made these last year. Gosh, I think I have another one. I made one special for Hallie for Christmas. I think I might make another one for her. I think I have an extra little thing and make a special Christmas one for her. This year's gonna be really hard. I'm gonna try not to cry. But every year we would always spend Christmas Eve together. And that's gonna be really hard. That's gonna be really hard. So I'm trying to find any way to bring myself joy outside of like buying stuff or like maybe binge eating a little bit too much. Like I'm trying to find something that's going to bring me joy, that's not going to hurt me. So yeah, I think that this will be really fun. You know, December is coming up soon, dude. November's almost over. It's crazy. I've got a fucking annoying ass work week on Black Friday week, girl. But after that, it's December and the year's almost over, and we've got plans to see our friends and go to King's Dominion and see the Christmas lights. And I don't know. I have to try really hard to not be so sad. Which y'all know anything will make me cry, girl, and just my thoughts in general. But this is what we got so far. We've got some other things we have to put up. I'll come back when all of this is cleaned up, by the way, because it is... Oh, she's over there. We're gonna get her cleaned up. But I'm excited, and we're also putting the lights up. So these were the lights Devin got for the tree last year, and there's so many lights in here that I basically ended up, I think this was more in the corner because obviously this wasn't here last year. I think what I might do is I might even scooch her a little bit, because what I did was I wrapped the lights around here. And I think what I'm going to try to do is I have some fairy lights. I might put them around here. Maybe not go too much on this because then I won't be able to turn it. But I'll find a way to incorporate it, but then bring it all along here. So yes, we will talk again in a second when everything is clean and all of the Christmas decor is out. Okay, all right. So I wanted to show it like with the lights off. I don't remember what setting I have this on, but these are Govee lights. They're Govee string lights. It's super long. As you can see, like something I did differently this year was I put it up around the window frame, but I still put it along here, which I really wanted to do. The tree looks really good. We only had one glass bulb casualty. That was my fault. I got really shitty like hooks from Dollar Tree last year. What a nightmare. But yeah, we're figuring out what to do with this plant. Over here we've got the little glass tree. As you can see, Hallie is here, and these are photos of my sister, my brother-in-law, Devin, and I. And then we have the typical, you know, I do this all the time. But this one's Devin's because he's a Cancer, and this is mine because I'm a Pisces. I guess I can turn the light on now. Yeah, so I just need to put batteries in these string lights. Don't talk about how dirty the mantle is, girl. We don't talk about it very often, but I got my nutcrackers. I love my nutcrackers. They're so cute. And then we've got the little mini tree here with all of my cute little ornaments. Yay! And then lastly, wall. We've got the candy canes. I can't turn this light on, but I mean, I can, just not right this second. But yeah, and this is what the living room looks like. And I'm gonna change the lights to maybe something a little bit more, like less blinky, if that makes sense. But yeah, this is all of my hard work. I didn't read anything. And I actually am hanging out with Evan tonight. Did I say that we might not be? We are, because Evan's making dinner. We're going to watch the rest of Broadchurch and some other anime, probably Kaiju number 8. So while I will be reading a little bit while he cooks, and I'm almost done editing the vlog, I'm going to be spending time reading for however long it takes for him to make the food. So thank you. Thanks, you guys. We're going to figure out how long this is after this. Sorry, but yeah, it came together. I really like it. Hey, everybody. All right, don't mind the whirring noise. I had to put the fucking heater on, okay? I'm going to say this. I absolutely adore our home. I love our house. Even though my ultimate dream is to live in a home, like a multi-generational home with my parents and my sister. Damn, you can even throw my friends in there too. I love them as well. The house that Devin and I live in, it's literally just perfect for us. And I love it so much. With that being said, don't think it was properly insulated. So it's fucking cold. It's not even that cold outside. It's like, it's almost close to 60 degrees, I think. I just might also be very anemic, but damn, it doesn't matter how many damn layers I put on. I'm cold as hell, so I had to break this damn thing out. I haven't used this since like a year ago when Balthazar, my dog, was still alive because, I had to give him extra heat. I would be cold, and I don't care. I would be frigidly cold. I'd be a block of ice before I let my dog get cold. So now she's getting used again. It's well needed. We're talking about this and the heat blanket is on. That's how chilly I am. Am I drinking something cold? Yes, that is true, but that's not the point. I got the heat on, I got this on, and I got a heat blanket on. I'm cold as hell. Anyway, let's talk about what I've read so far. Okay, I haven't read much. I'm really sorry. I just feel like I've been super busy this week, but I don't know how. And I need to go back and look at the things that I've said, because I know I went on a rant about a Chinese drama at the beginning of this, and I watched another one, but we're not going to get into that yet. I do want to talk about it though. We're not going to get into it yet, but let's talk about what I've read and what I'm going to read after this. So I read Cute But Not Cute. This was really interesting. I don't know that I could see myself rereading this, honestly. It wasn't bad, but it really wasn't good. Does that make sense? Like, I absolutely did not hate it, but I didn't love it. And I'm used to at least liking a little bit of something. And I guess I did kind of like this, but and I don't know, maybe it needed to be longer. I think that's what it is. I think that this needed to have maybe 2 or 3 volumes to really like flush the story out, I guess. But anyway, we've got our 2 main characters whose names I can't fucking remember ever. Hozumi is the blonde and Ibuki is the brunette. So this is Ibuki and, oh, he's not blonde. He's a brunette too. This is Ibuki and this is Hozumi. Okay, these guys have known each other since I think very early on in college, and Hozumi is used to getting what he wants. He's from a well-off family. He is pretty spoiled. He's also an only child. So when he decides that he wants something or someone, he will pester you until he gets it. And that is how Ibuki ends up in Hozumi's life. He wants Ibuki to join a club when they're in college. Ibuki is so like anti, he does not want to do it, but Hozumi puts like so much, not even so much effort. I just feel like he was annoying. He was so annoying that Ibuki finally gave in, but Ibuki has always had a crush on Hozumi. Now, part of it I think has been like, he's had a crush on him, but also to be quite frank, he's flirty and he's a little slutty. And I'm not mad at that. But he is flirty and slutty and touchy-feely. And guess who also gets that a lot? Ibuki. Ibuki ends up getting... It's like his feelings for Hozumi kind of get riled up because Hozumi is constantly petting and touching and getting close to Ibuki. Now, is he purposefully leading him on? No. He really doesn't realize it. And what we find later on in the story is that Hozumi had a pretty shitty childhood, which made me really sad. He hadn't, like, when he talks about, like, how often he sees his parents, he rarely ever sees his dad, although it seems like his dad actually isn't such a bad guy. He seems like he might be nice. But the mom, I also think that she's so reserved that, and it's giving very, very ice princess. But I do think that she loves her son. I could be wrong. Her reaction to when he finally stands up to her, I think she really does care about him. I just think that when you are, I don't know if the phrase, like, you're very type A, she doesn't, she's such a businesswoman. She doesn't have room for any type of emotion or empathy or sympathy or anything. So I think that's the best way to put it. So this is a guy who, as a child, didn't have any familial, like, relationships. His parents were never there. He was close to the people who worked for his parents to take care of him. So nannies or, a housekeeper. But even those relationships, his mom was constantly like, you can't. Like, we're not having somebody stay over here all damn night. And with that, Hozumi also can't fall asleep by himself. So the slutty aspect of him is he will hook up with anybody, mostly women though. And, well, in the beginning, mostly women. And that is just so he can have someone to sleep by. And eventually, Ibuki, they're friends. They separate for whatever reason. I think he is a little bit older than him. That's what it is. I think he's like a year older than him. So he graduates. He's still in school. They don't see each other for a while. Ibuki finally kind of, I think, feels like, all right, it is what it is. I had feelings for him. There was also a night that we won't talk about later, my girl. It was a little too suspicious. Shouldn't have done that, Ibuki. But eventually they're brought back into each other's lives, and Hozumi is taking Ibuki everywhere with him. He makes him his assistant, but then he makes him the person that sleeps in the bed with him because he can't fall asleep. So it's hard because, and I think the reason why I didn't like it at first, it eventually grew on me. But the thing I didn't like was that Ibuki has feelings for Hozumi, and Hozumi, he, just because he isn't going out of his way to string Ibuki along, it's the things that you're doing that's not how a boss would treat an employee or friends should treat each other, right? So that was my issue. Again, then we find out later, Hozumi, like, all the background lore about Hozumi, you start to feel a little bit sorry for him. And I do, like, I don't think that he's a bad guy. But then we see Ibuki has been playing this long game this whole time. Girl, I was like, what? So it made him seem like he was an asshole. But that's exactly why I feel like it maybe should have been maybe 2 volumes or something, because I don't know, but it wasn't bad. Like, now that I'm talking about it, it's like, okay, maybe I would read that again. But he's kind of annoying. Hozumi is kind of annoying. He's crying constantly. Why? I don't know. I really don't. But he's always crying. But I do like that sometimes. I do. Either way, I think I would read something else by this mangaka, but I don't know. I might have to sit with this one for a while. I might have to. It's not the worst, but it's not the best either. Now, the main star of the show, the thing I was looking forward to the most, director Akasaka's princely training course. Oh my God, I absolutely love this. 10 out of 10, 10 stars, 5. The most amount of stars that you could give this deserves it. Okay, I loved this. And then you get to the back and you find out that the mangaka actually wrote something before this. So this is actually a spin-off. What? And I would have liked to see the other one too, but apparently it's not translated in English. Someone needs to get on that. I need to learn. I do need to learn Japanese. So maybe I can do it myself. But if anybody has the time and can find it, find the first one because I just know it's gonna be good. Anyway, so this one, I'm obsessed. So things that I loved about this: older bottom, younger top, buff bottom, more petite top. I like that too. I actually like this dynamic a lot. The other thing I will say, wow. I say it every time. I wish I could draw. Okay, because the art in this is chef's kiss. Let me tell you something. The wieners in this are drawn very well. Artistic. I don't know all the terms when it comes to, like foreground, background, blah, blah, blah. But, the way that they drew certain scenes, oh, fantastic. I mean, give me 14 more. I need more. Anyway, okay. So Akasaka, he is, I think, the director. He's like the boss right now in this company that he works for. He has not having the best luck with love, and he has almost decided, like, you know what? I'm just going to sleep around. I'm just going to be really serious about my job. And if that's all that I can get, then that's all I can get. So obviously we don't know at the beginning that the reason why he feels this way is based off of the original, like the first part, because this is a spinoff. He had a crush on someone and he confessed his feelings and that person shot him down. And that has been something that's like, has obviously like really hurt him. And since then, he's just kind of been sleeping with people. He does want a relationship, but it seems like he's actually looking for people who are like the guy he confessed to, when really he needed someone like him, which we then find out is almost the exact dynamic of what happened with the original couple. The two guys, Akasaka and the other guy, they are two alike. So the other guy ends up dating someone who seems much like Yotsuya, and that's Yotsuya. So after he decides, like, I'm not going to pursue anything, it is what it is, he ends up running into Yotsuya through a bunch of crazy things. They end up having to work together where he has to train Yotsuya. And there's someone in the background like, oh, well, you should really, maybe you could train him in other ways. But he immediately is like, I'm just going to do this from, like, by the book. It's going to be work only. But Yotsuya seems to be developing a crush on Akasaka. And then we find out, oh, he's a top. Ah! And I liked that. I simply did. It's just so good. So delicious. This story was so good. Now, this was thick, girl. This took me quite a while to read, but I enjoyed every second of it. I was watching the crazies. And that's how long it took me to read this. And the movie's not completely done, but it's damn near done. This is the end. This is when the shit blows up. But such a good read. I would recommend. Yeah, this was good. I really like these two characters. They're so funny. I don't think that the age gap is too crazy because they're both adults. I know that he looks very young, but he is like a college graduate. His background, like his backstory, I really liked it. It really made a lot of sense for why he is so timid and afraid to say no. But then he gets with Akasaka, and we're talking before the sex. And he is like trying to instill some more confidence in him. And I really appreciated that. And it just ended up being so good. So yeah, what I ended up having to do though is I was cleaning up. I've been very busy. I've been doing stuff, but I've separated all of my stacks. Yes, there's multiple, into like kind of genre, if you will. So this is basically everything that is not a BL or a GL. Regular books are behind it. Over here is all GL and BL, and and this is also, I just ended up moving this, sorry. This is regular books too, except for most of these are light novels. So I'm trying to do like a nice rotation. I had read this in the morning, and then I don't even know what time it is. It's like 3 o'clock in the afternoon. So yeah, we're making good time. But now I'm going to switch over to my iPad because I want to read my NetGalley stuff, and I need to update on what happened with Lezen. I did not know that backlight came back. I think I saw something on Twitter, and it was like it was a screen grab, and I thought, this is old, but it's not. I believe it is from today. It has to be, because I think I paid the coins. I just didn't read anything on Lezen. Yes. They're getting there on the floor. And I hope we can find out who that damn fucker is outside the door. Fuck you. But girl, it's getting crazy. Also, yes, ma'am. Oh, we must read that. So I'm behind on the, not really behind. I'm waiting until the episodes end up being free for Remarried Empress and Love for a Walk. Although I might just break down and pay for them. I mean, I just subscribed to Webtoon. I was like, fuck it. Fuck it, girl. So we'll be back. We'll talk a little bit. I need to eat something because I'm hungry and chilly. I might make some spicy ramen. That might be a good little double whammy to warm me up. But I will see you guys again. I'm not hanging out with Devin tonight, so we'll have the rest of the night to hang out. I'll also go back and look at any of the clips that I've already done and see what I'm lacking, because we will be reading more. We're not just going to stick to the BL, y'all. I promise. We're going to get into other stuff. But yeah, this is a little situation I've got going on. I'm nice and cozy, and everything's going to be fine. So yay. Alrighty, we're back. I've put on Grimm because I bought the whole Blu-ray box set like earlier this year, last year. So that's in the background. But I just read volumes 3 and 4 of School Live. It's actually taking everything in me not to literally just pull everything out, because it's 12 volumes, I believe. It's taking everything for me not to just binge this. This got good in a way that I wasn't expecting. I've personally never watched or listened to anybody talk about School Live. So I don't know if people like this story or not, but what is going on now as the story is progressing is much deeper than I thought it was going to be. Because after the first 2 volumes, I thought, okay, yeah, we're getting a new person because she shows up, that she's rescued by the main 3. I didn't know what the story would ever come to, because I thought, are they just going to keep kind of living day by day? But realistically, now that I've gotten to volume 3 and 4, it's like, well, that clearly was never going to happen, right? Because, oh my God, it's like this is so far really good. I know I'm only 4 volumes in, but basically the zombie apocalypse happens. I'm assuming it's months later. I don't think weeks, maybe months later. And we pick up the story from there with the 3 main female characters, Yuki, Kurumi, and then Risan, I think that's her name. So basically, these are the main 3 girls who are left in the school. So they are in the School Live Club or School Live Club. I'm not sure if it's Live or Live, but these 3 girls are basically just trying to do what they can to survive in the school that is still technically kind of overrun with zombies. They have the first top floor, so the roof. They have the roof, the 4th, and then the 3rd floor, and they just don't have access to the 2nd and 1st floor because that's where most of the zombies are. And we find out that Yuki, and she is this character, which she is the one on the very first cover of the first volume. We find out that she has regressed. She is not able to discern reality from the delusions that her mind has created to help her deal with the situation that they're all in. So Yuki is seeing people that have died. She's interacting with them. She believes that the school is normal and that there is no zombie apocalypse. She's interacting with kids that are not there. She even sees the zombies not as zombies, but as like the students that they were, the people that they were. So she has truly regressed completely. She is living in a delusion. And and Kurumi? I think it's Kurumi. Okay, I'm sorry. I've got Kurumi on the brain. I mean, they're trying to survive too. And I don't blame them for kind of, so this girl who shows up, I can't remember her name now. They save her in volume 2. She's fully like with them at the school now in volume 3. And she has been alone for quite some time because she was stuck in a mall. And she was saved by the 3 girls because they had to go get supplies. She's been alone for so long and she lost her best friend. That was the person that she was holed up in the mall with before the friend decided to leave. And she is very, very frustrated having to deal with the reality that Yuki is living in, right? She doesn't think that it's right, that the other two girls are kind of indulging her and enabling her. But, you know, this... So, yes. So she's frustrated that the other two girls are enabling Yuki, but what we end up finding out... So here's some more spoilers, okay? So I know I'm kind of... I'll do the thing I did last time. I'll put a spoiler thing, and then we're really getting into spoilers. So what we end up finding out, though, is that one of the people that Yuki keeps having a delusion about and hallucinating was a teacher who was alive. And she was like the only adult that survived what happened at the school. And, you know, we find that out in the very first volume. We get that, but it's not until we get here that we find out that, like, oh my gosh, from the diary entries of the teacher. I think that's the coolest part about this that I wasn't expecting, is that this is like so much deeper and darker than I thought it was going to be. Anything that has to do with zombies is always going to be like very dark, but it's an added layer to the story now that we just dived into. And some of the stuff we saw in this, I don't know if that stuff we saw is now in the future, and what we're seeing here is all the past. How many years or whatever in the future are we seeing some of these things that we kind of get randomly? So anyway, yeah, so she really does not like the fact that the other two girls did this. She doesn't realize that it was the teacher who kind of helped this along, right? So she tries to confront Yuki, which is like, why would you fucking do that, girl? Like, you know I'm about to have a mental fucking break. Why the fuck would you do that? And it's an apocalypse. This is not the time to do this to me. So she's like, you know, well, she has to get better. For what? No offense. I don't mean this to be rude. If the scenario was like this for me, right? I don't want to be in a situation where if this has happened to me and this is how I'm able to live, which, mind you, I don't want to live through a zombie apocalypse. At least, though, if that is a scenario and I'm dealing with this, if it's allowing me to get up every day with a smile on my face and try to have a good attitude, like, why are you trying to be like a bitch? You know what I'm saying? But she eventually gets it. She eventually figures out and understands, like, what is really going on. And she finally comes around. And then what we eventually find out now that she's here, because she's doing snooping. She's snooping around, trying to get answers, which we can all appreciate, I think. So what we end up finding out is this school, it almost seems like this school, or at least this little town, was a testing ground for whatever thing created the zombies. We now see the backdrop, or we see the background, or whatever, of the teacher when she realized, oh shit, I was kind of told that something like this would happen, kind of like in a case of emergencies. So yeah, basically she finds the new girl, she finds something in the library, and let me fucking find where the fuck this thing is. All right, yeah. So it's like a, in case of emergency, staff evacuation manual. And it basically outlines what is going to happen and what to do in case of this happening. So it basically, it almost drives the teacher crazy a little, which makes me sad. We know that she left at some point. I can't remember why. I might have to go back and look, or maybe it'll come up again. But the teacher went out somewhere. I'm assuming that once the teacher remembered about the evacuation thing, and she's like, oh fuck, there is a place in the school in the basement that we were actually supposed to go when this happened. And it has food and it has all the stuff. So she decides to leave and not tell the girls about it on her own. And unfortunately, she gets bitten and she gets turned. And I'm assuming that's what happened. I may have missed it, or maybe it's coming up later, whatever. But that seems to be clearly what went on for her. So, yeah, so she dies. This is also a huge blow to Yuki. And this is also what makes it even worse for her delusions. But not in the worst way, because she seems fine. Well, no, she still has really awful nightmares, panic attacks, but day to day, she's okay. Cut to when they find everything out, Kurumi is like, bitch, I'm going down there. I'm going to figure out what the fuck is going on. And then we find out that the teacher in her zombie form is in there. She's down in that part that nobody else should know. She freaks out.
The only thing I can't tell for sure, and it seems like that is what happened, is that she got bitten or something. She definitely gets hurt, and then she starts to develop a fever, which would then be the, precursor to becoming a zombie. But then the new girl is like, fuck, okay, we already know that there's medicine down there. They pretty much know everything that's in there. They just haven't seen it themselves yet. And she's like, I'm going to go down there. I'll get the medicine. What she gets, though, is like a syringe thing. And it seems like it's almost a cure for the zombie virus or some shit. We don't know for a fact. Obviously, these girls, they're in fucking middle school, damn near. Junior high or something. I can't. I'm just as confused and just as lost as them. And it's okay. We're on the ride together. But Kurumi comes out of it, the other side. Yay. But now I'm wondering, girl, is she some bionic type of person now? You got the damn, got the damn cure or something in there. That's pretty interesting. So I really want to see where that's going. But basically, the way this ends, I'm just going to show you. And this is exactly when I was like, oh, hell. I definitely want to fucking see what's going on. So the thing that we keep seeing, and this is what I don't know if it's in the future or not, is soldiers. We see soldiers fucking with stuff. And the girls figure out how to use a radio. They try to broadcast. We see the guys in a helicopter, but it's like, are they alive? Have they moved on? Or are they dead? That's what I'm wondering. And this is obviously from the very first thing that they drew, because what's-her-face isn't there. So it's like, oh, I simply have to continue, but I need to be good. I know I don't really actually have a TBR like that in terms of manga for November, but I did say I want to read the things that I said I was going to read in October. Now, technically, this is something I said I was going to read in October, but I have so much other stuff surrounding me. I need to focus on that. So, blah, 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 long fucking winded way to say, I'm going to control myself. I will eventually get more volumes to read because it's been really fun to read this, but I need to basically go back and forth. This will be my treat for later. But now, while we're here, because I'm about to get something to eat because I'm hungry, we're going to talk about what I read that was manhwa. Okay, so don't worry about everything up here. This is what I read. So I started You Are My World. That's new on Lezen. It's a new Omegaverse. Oh, I'm obsessed. We've got two big dudes, and I like that. I like that. Even the Omega is big. Hell yeah. Basically, You Are My World is about these two guys. They were friends when they were younger, before they ever presented any traits of their secondary sex, so Omega or Alpha. The brunette guy, because I don't remember their names, I'm sorry. I'll put the picture up here and everything. The brunette, it's assumed that he will be an alpha, because I believe that he comes from a family of alphas. And the blonde guy is assumed to be an Omega because he's very frail and very tiny. He hasn't had a growth spurt. So, and then here's where the spoilers come in. So, don't continue listening to me. I'll do the fingers. Boom. What we end up finding out, though, unfortunately, is that but the brunette ends up being an Omega, and the blonde is the Alpha. Yeah. That's like the best cup of hot cocoa on a cold day, girl, for me. Give it to me. But it's also kind of sad, right? Because the kid who's a brunette, I just felt so sorry for him. Like, I mean, you'd have to read it to understand. Like, there's this point where he basically goes into heat, and it's just so sad. And then this is one of those universes where, being an Omega is a very scary thing. Someone recently posted something on Twitter, I think, and I need to go back and look. I think I saved it, where they were talking about the opposite, where there was an Omegaverse where the Omegas were at the top. It's not that the Alphas were on the bottom and they were like second class citizens or anything, but the Omegas were treated like very, very well. I need to read that because I want to see more of that. I really just want people to be normal. I don't want people to be treated like shit. But You Are My World is basically the blonde guy is in love with the brunette. Okay, he wants to be with him. I assume that they're going to be fated mates. Yes, I would like to see that too. And he's always chasing after the brunette, and the brunette, he is like, get away from me, stop bothering me. But it's so clear y'all are going to be together, girl. Then I got into La Mèche. I also spelled the La wrong. It was L-A, not L-E. That one was interesting. Someone posted a screenshot of that on Twitter. I need to look up. Somebody wrote this, and it was by something. Oh, no. No, is it? I actually think that might have been by the same person who wrote Legs That Can't Walk. I could be wrong, but I think if I'm wrong, I think the reason why I'm getting it mixed up is because someone said that in the comments on Twitter, they liked it and they really enjoy they enjoy stories where it's mostly in black and gray and then like the flush is pink. And I really do like that too. I love a full color. I love a full color spread, but I also really like black and gray when the flush is like pink. I think that's really cute. But anyway, that one was interesting. It's kind of like a debt thing, but not really. Basically, this young guy who believes that he is so ugly due to, some abuse that he experienced when he was a child is desperate to get plastic surgery. Of course, he's absolutely adorable, gorgeous, just, ugh. But, he mentally can't see that. He can't see that he's beautiful. He is still getting abused by his father financially, and when he takes his money that he finally saved up to get the plastic surgery, his dad stole it. So then he's like, well, because he's still also very naive, he's like, well, I have to get money any way I can. So he goes to a loan shark, and the loan sharks are like, oh yeah, we're gonna do this, but the main dude is like, oh no, dude, I want you to sit on it. For real. And they do, but the good thing is he solves, oh fuck, I forgot to do flashing hands. I'm sorry. I do this every time. I'm going to have to learn how to edit my own hand flashing, make that into a GIF. That's actually a good idea. I'm going to get Devin to do that. Devin knows how to do those things. But yeah, they end up living happily ever after, and that made me happy. Okay, we're going to rapid fire this. Okay, private tutoring. So good. Loving where it's going. I really enjoy this story. Hate Woo Jin's parents. They suck. I don't know what's going on with them. We're going to find out. But I'm loving their relationship, and it's really, really good. We're going to save Yes Ma'am for last. Yes. Backlight, really good update. I enjoyed it. Dang it, I'm not on the damn floor and everything. What the hell? Yeah. And I'm just like, I'm devastated now. Like, the more you think about it, it's devastating because we know that this is still the past. Oh, we know this is still the past. So eventually all of these moments where they are finally getting their stuff together and they're communicating, something is going to happen that makes it crash down to where we see the first panel where what's his face, Youngwoon is outside, no shoes on, bruised and battered, covered in rain, soaking wet girl on the street. No one's helping him. That's sad. So what happens? I don't know. I need to do some research because I don't know if the author has said anything, but I need to know how long this will be. How much longer do I have? Because I need to steel myself, I need to get myself ready. I'm really hoping that everything goes well in the end because I can't handle this. Okay, girl, I can't. I don't know if this is going to end up kind of being like how it is with Wet Sand, which I didn't put that on here, but I did catch up on Wet Sand. Oh man, this is just crazy. It's like you were just, I don't know. Oh, you know what else I haven't read Shutline in a long ass time. Is that on hiatus? I need to get my thoughts in order. But yeah, Backlight is really good. Blah, blah, blah. And then we have Yes Ma'am. Oh my God. First of all, I didn't even talk about this last time. We got sounding going on, y'all. I don't like or dislike that. It's not something that I would ever want to do to someone. It's not something that it's not anything that interests me, okay? I'm not watching that and being like, oh yeah, give me more. But when it's there, and I'll consume it. And in this one, oh my God, I'm just obsessed with Yes Ma'am, okay? She's thinking this little wiener. I'm like, what the fuck? And he's getting off, girl. I'm liking though that she is, so the main female character, she's doing a much better job of trying to care for him. But unfortunately, this most recent episode, she finally asks him about his self-harm scars. And it's good and bad, right? It's something that he is obviously self-conscious about. We have seen his past. He was bullied really, really badly. But he's kind of better now, I guess. Kind of. Although it doesn't seem like he made a comment where it was like, were you thinking about, I don't know. But yeah, clearly it was hard for her to see that and hear what he had to say. It's crazy because, like, I'm really hoping that in the end they end up together and they're happy and they can still carry on all this BDSM shit. I want them to have that. But they have to communicate. So it's nice because they're slowly communicating, which means good things are to come. Although I fear that, what will be the thing that ends season 1 will be, I don't know, her ex-boyfriend comes back, tries to convince her to stay with him or get back together with him. I don't know that I don't think anybody's going to show up on the guy side of things because he hasn't seemed to have any type of attraction to anyone else that I can see, that I can tell that I've read. Unless people I don't know what could happen that could make it end season 1. I don't even know how many seasons this will be. If it ends in 1 season, that would make me happy because I've liked what's been going on. And it's okay if it ends in 1 season. But if it doesn't, it's like, fuck. I don't like that. I don't want anything bad to happen because I really like these characters. But yes, I'm talking too much. I'm sorry. And now I'm getting overheated because that thing is kicking. Okay, she's really doing her job. Thank you, girl. But now I'm overheated, girl. I'm going to take these socks off, but I can't show y'all what that looks like. Okay, so I might see you later tonight. I'm not sure. You'll hear from me if I do. But I do think I need to wrap this up because I didn't end up looking at the amount of clips I have. So I'm going to do that now. We'll see. But I'll see you guys later.
Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. Excuse the not done hair. We are about to do my hair to get ready to go to work again. I know I didn't see you guys last night. I'm sorry, but it's time to end it. And I'm really proud of myself. So that big stack right there is stuff that I want to read. I pulled some stuff again, but I was like, okay, I'm not going to read it until I finish the stack that's over here. And some there, but like I finally consolidated everything into stuff that I have that I wanted to read in October that may have been on my TBR stacks around me a little bit longer than the other one. So forgive me, but we've got a few things to talk about. And I read I read some good stuff last night, so I'm really happy. So didn't realize that I had not finished volume 2 of Kindergarten Wars. So I was rummaging through another stack over there that y'all don't often see. And I remember seeing this like a few times the last few days. I'm like, but I thought I read this. I hadn't finished it. So still really good. I'm just enjoying this. It's really fun. It's very funny, but it's also very brutal. I really like the character Rita, who's like the main character on the very first volume, but I like Doug. I like everybody that we're meeting, and we're kind of meeting more teachers at the school, and that's just been very fun. So Kindergarten Wars, it's a good series. I recommend it. Next, I read Yotsuya Ghost Night. This was really, really good. Okay, this is not what I expected. And again, I never read the back of it. I just simply got it because of the cover. Obviously, it's very easy to realize what the sticky liquid is on his hand, okay? But let's read the back together. Exorcism is a messy business. In a world overrun by spirits, an exorcist must know how to handle himself. Loner exorcist Okuru Yotsuya has plenty of practice in that department, and while tears are essential to his profession, Okuru can only produce so many on his own. When faced with an especially powerful spirit, Okuru is rescued by Neito Fukasi, a porn star known as the Squirting Squire. Having witnessed his handsome stranger's splashy supernatural abilities up close, Okuru recruits Neito to teach him the secret of squirting. And if Neito has anything to say about it, the exorcism business is about to get a whole lot messier. Art, beautiful. Really, really loved the art. I thought the story was very funny, but also really cute. I enjoyed it. That's not what I was expecting because I didn't read the back. So when Yotsuya is getting his tears first time around, I'm like, okay, all right, okay, I see where we're going. And then we get to the squirting part, and it's like, oh, Jesus. I thought this was really funny. I liked all the characters. I would want to read another volume of this for sure. Like, I want to see the side couple. I want to see the guy who is obsessed with Yotsuya. who it seems like he gets obsessed with someone else. I want to see their relationship continue. I really, really like this guy. I thought this, oh my God, I almost cried. I almost cried when the dog spirit, oh, don't even get me started. But I held it together. I can't handle that, but it was so cute. I would recommend it. It's a really, really good BL. It's like, I mean, obviously it reminded me of Love at First Fright, but obviously different, because in Love at First Fright, no one is like a exorcist as a profession. It just like happens, and they, it just kind of happens, and people, and one can see. But like with this one, it's similar in the comedy, I feel, and then like the relationship. But I don't know, I thought it was really, really cute. I enjoyed it, and it definitely made me want to reread Love at First Fright. So I might be doing that because it's a shorter one, so why not? And lastly, I'm so glad I decided to pick this up. I was thinking like maybe I'll hold this off. No, I'm glad I didn't. That is Drac. So I read all 3 volumes. This was so good. So it's basically like a Romeo and Juliet retelling, which I did not realize when I first picked up all 3 of these volumes, but this ended up being really good. I love the art style. It is so, oh my God, it reminds me of something. And you know what I need to do? I need to find out if I have read anything else by this mangaka, if they've done anything else, because that might be why it seems so familiar to me. And I bet I could have found it up on the back. Damn, girl. Oh, I gotta figure that out. But yeah, basically you have got Emily, she is a vampire, and you have Paco, who is a human. There's a bunch of rules that you have to follow as a vampire, and included in those like everyday rules, there's also like you shouldn't fraternize with humans, but you also shouldn't fraternize with werewolves. So there are a string of killings happening around this little town, and it's kind of being blamed on vampires because it seems like it's vampires, but it's actually werewolves. And Emily, she seems to come from like a pretty well-known family of vampires, and she ends up falling in love with Paco, who's a human. She knows that she's not supposed to, and she's not supposed to expose herself either to him to like show who she really is, like as a vampire, but he ends up accepting her anyway, and it definitely brings her a lot of excitement and happiness, and like, oh, maybe this could be, we'll just have to take a slow. But unfortunately, so she is a vampire, but she's in high school. So unfortunately, there are werewolves within this high school, and it seems like you can't always detect one or the other, possible. So now we'll get into spoilers. So she and Paco are trying to make something work as best as they can. Unfortunately, there's a girl who is friends with Paco. He believes that she is a human. Unfortunately, she is not. She is a werewolf, and she bites Paco, and Paco is now turned into a werewolf. So obviously now, Emily and Paco can't be together because because a vampire can't even like take in the saliva of a werewolf, or else they will die. So whether it's biting, whether it's, whether it's biting or whether it's kissing, you can't fraternize. So it starts to pull them apart a little bit, but they are determined to try to make it work no matter what. But then unfortunately, we see that Emily knew Paco 15 years ago. So obviously she's a vampire. She's been alive for hundreds of years. She first met Paco when he was a kid, and she was like, I'm fascinated by him. I think that he's so nice. Like I don't think she's ever really been around humans. Like, no, yeah, that's right. It was her first time in the human realm. And she was like, oh my God, blah, blah, blah. So, but it seems like she met him twice, or at least twice within the same day. That's kind of hard to tell because, I think it's twice. I think it's twice in the same day. So anyway, we see a flashback to when Paco was a kid. He and his dad come home. They had just bumped into Emily, but obviously they didn't realize that. A werewolf is actually prowling outside of Paco and his dad's house, and the werewolf attacks Paco's father. But the person who saves Paco is a vampire, and it is Emily. So unfortunately, when he gets his werewolf, strength and shit going on, he's like, oh my God, Emily killed my father.
I'm gonna have to kill her now. So he hurts her pretty badly, which then totally ruins the truce that's been going on for years between werewolves and vampires. So, you know, even though werewolves have been like kind of framing vampires this whole time, making it seem like, and the only thing that was really confusing to me is that you would think that in a world like this, like vampires and werewolves wouldn't be like known, because like I could have swore that was in the fucking rule book, but apparently everybody in this fucking neighborhood knows about a vampire. I mean, granted, I know that people are like filming stuff and then they're putting it on the internet and they're saying, ooh, is this a vampire? Is this a vampire killing? But it's like, most people would say no, it's just like a fucking psycho human. But no, I guess everyone just knows about these fuckers and they're like, oh, well, we got to get this shit under control. It's crazy. But anyway, so because Paco did that, he sets off the war between werewolves and vampires. He is lied to and made to believe that he killed Emily, but he didn't. And then he eventually figures out what was really the truth. He ends up running into the werewolf that is in the pack that he has now forcibly been put into. He finds that that werewolf is the one that killed his father. And he's like, oh my fucking God, I can't do this. Like, I have to do something. And there has been a like main person at the top of like the werewolf clan who is kind of helping him and instructing him and like teaching him how to be a werewolf. And she's like, are you sure she's dead? Because you should be able to smell her. And he ends up finding out, no, about to be an all-out bloodbath fight, y'all. And just like in true Romeo and Juliet style, Emily and Paco are like, you know what? We're going to end this. Like, we kind of started this inadvertently, but we're going to end it and we're going to kiss. And if it means that we die, then we die. But we've also been told that hundreds of years ago, the reason why the truce ever existed was because this same scenario happened. A vampire and a werewolf fell in love. And that's what we find out, that that lady who was at the very top of the clan of the werewolves, she was that werewolf, and one of the vampires who's still around. I guess you would say that he's like also kind of the leader of the vampires, although he seems to be very quiet and to the side. He was in love with her, and they are the ones who made up the rumor that if you kiss a werewolf as a vampire, you will die. Like, you guys can't have a relationship, because they were like, we just didn't want all of the feuding to start again, because that was how everything like kicked off. And even though it ended because they made a truce, it's like, well, we should just keep our species separate. So everyone is devastated because they think that they're dead. Because why wouldn't they be? We're believing this rumor that they will die if they end up kissing each other, if they end up doing anything with each other. But they don't die. And I loved that about the ending. So in the end, which, I mean, this is why I would absolutely wish that this could be longer. In the end, they're like, oh, I think they're still alive because there's still these killings. And then someone catches it on camera and it definitely looks like them. One thing I really liked is Emily's dad too. So you kind of see this image and it's like, clearly that is Emily and that is Paco. But my only thing is like, why are they out butt naked like that? I don't know. But as long as they're happy, that's what I want. So this was like a really, really great little love story. I enjoyed this. I would definitely recommend this as a short series that I think people could like. I mean, it's really fast paced, but I do think that it was paced well. But even with that, I wish that I could have read more volumes. Like, if this had been 10 volumes, I would have absolutely devoured it because it's just that good. It's just that good, girl. So that is the final wrap up of this reading vlog. I'm very proud of myself because this is basically all I have left of the original TBR from last month. Even though there's stuff behind me, and I'm not talking about that big stack, I'm talking about this one here. All of that is BL stuff that I have pulled that we didn't talk about in October. So I'm almost done. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I have 7 volumes left. And I was like, the only way I can read that, which I might still take some of those with me to work today. So I have to read all of this. But I'm going to at least I'm definitely going to take Common Sense Monster with me to work.
I want to take, I don't know, Witch's Love, Volume 3, because I want to just kind of get that over with. No offense to this. Like, I like it, but it's not, like, the most fun thing to read, per se. I'm going to get the Dashing Zaddy and the Ice Protege. And I think I might actually, well, damn, you know what? I'm going to bring everything but Monster. So this is what I'm bringing with me to work today, plus the Mira Grant book, plus my iPad, plus my Kindle. And maybe I'll bring one other regular book I said I wanted to read, because I gotta look at my November TBR video. Did I make one? Did I even make one? I don't think I did. Did I? Oh, well, I'll have to look through my videos, girl, because I don't know what the hell I did. But I will see you guys later. Thank you so much for watching my video. If you like the video, please like the video. If you like and subscribe, hit the notification bell, follow me on other social media. It's in the description box down below. And you have a good day. Goodbye.